You're about to meet a man who is changing the lives of young filmmakers here in the Ozarks, and he came here for a purpose. You're going to hear all about it. Dr. Curt Wilkinson is our very special guest on Living Legacies of the Ozarks. Welcome to Living Legacies of the Ozarks. Dr. Curt Wilkinson is here from the College of the Ozarks. What does the doctor stand for? Is it a medical doctor?
No, I have a PhD in film.
In film?
Filmmaking, yeah,
Wow.
from Exeter University in Exeter, England.
Really?
How about that? Yeah.
Wow. How long did you live in England?
The program I had was 1 year residency, and the rest I did from Chicago.
Okay.
Got married in there somewhere and had my first child in there somewhere. So I took a 3-year PhD and stretched it out to 6.
Wow. So how many total years of college did you have?
Including,
Are you still a student?
So 4 years undergrad, 3 years master's, and 6 years, You're
still actually
13.
on campus, so
Yeah.
you've never really
I love school.
left.
I really do
Yeah.
love college, specifically college.
And what brought you to the College of the Ozarks?
God.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, I was teaching in Chicago, a school called Moody Bible Institute. I was there 15 years.
Wow.
And just sensed that my time was closing and finishing there. And my wife, she was just poking around the internet and said, hey, there's a job opening down in the Branson area, College of the Ozarks. And I'm like, what? I've never heard of the school. And she said, well, would you just please apply? And I applied, and the next day the dean called me, and it was green light after green light from then on.
Wow.
And we were so surprised to see what God was doing down here. Amazing resources, a vision for faith, family, country, all the wonderful things that we like to say we're all about. And they had a program that was very similar to all the things that I was teaching up in Chicago. So it was a little bit of adjustment because you work a little harder down here at Hard Work U than in other schools.
Yes.
But just have had a blast. This is my 12th year.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. And so you teach media, mass media, yeah?
Specifically filmmaking and photography.
Wow.
So these cameras here, that's what I teach.
And filmmaking has gone through a lot of changes since you probably graduated.
Oh my. Yeah.
It's not even...
It makes me tired, Jim. I really... because we started with videotape. Well, and even before that, actually splicing, film and audio tape with a razor blade. And then we went to a tape-to-tape editing.
Beta SP decks,
yes. A 3/4 inch RM440. I don't know if you remember that
I do.
Piece of gear. Yeah. And then computers came along, and it's all been digitized.
Yes.
And our students today can make things that you can put right to Netflix. I mean, it's just amazing what they have in their hands,
Right.
and for an affordable price too. So
There's so many big changes in filmmaking now, and even our entertainment has changed because YouTube has become like the #1 source of online viewing over Netflix or any of the movie channels. More people are going to YouTube and creating their own channels and developing new ways of looking at just about everything.
yeah,
And you can learn off of the internet too. And
there's some good content out there.
There's some good.
The struggle
there's
is
a lot
there's
of bad,
so
isn't
much
there?
noise, right? And I think this generation has to figure out what things are going to let into their minds and hearts, right? And which things they need to kind of turn off. I know I have a little death scroll problem.
How do you explain that to your students so that they will carry that forward in their lives?
That's tough because I have 2 daughters, and we're trying to work through that now in terms of, we always talk about screen time. I do think that there are, things like truth, beauty, and goodness, right? And when you look at those things that, you're ingesting? Are they bringing you into that realm, or is it just sort of this amusing ourselves to death? There's an amazing book out there by a guy named Neil Postman. I don't know if you've ever heard of the amusing ourselves to death. Is just how we have gone from, listening to a Lincoln Douglas debate for hours and hours and hours to having the attention span of a turtle or whatever. So it's something I'm concerned about, quite honestly.
Yes.
Am I part of the problem or am I part of the solution? But I just feel like, having something to say, having, I think, a real vision for how media can be used. In my case, for kingdom purposes, I'm very motivated by my faith in terms of what we produce, that those things will hopefully just cover over, some of the temptations that are just shallow and vacuous for content.
Wow. So you're teaching more than just the mechanics of filmmaking. You're telling students to use their mind and their spirit and follow Christ's lead in their lives.
I think that's the thing right now, because we've got something called AI now, right? Yeah. And so anybody with the prompt can create a photograph or a video clip, and just these outlandish things. We can make people say things that they didn't actually say. And so I feel like the number one job I have right now is to help students figure out what God put them on the planet to say, that they have a story to tell, that their kingdom purpose is very, very specific to them. And if they can hold on to that for their entire career, I think they'll be busy for the rest of their lives. But don't get caught up in the trap of just trying to catch somebody's attention with the new, latest, greatest, flashy AI thing.
Because that's going to change just as fast as it came in. It's going to be changing and evolving. And hopefully there'll come a point where the creativity part comes back to the person again. Because when you leave it up to the machines to be the creative part, it's kind of soulless. You can kind of watch AI created material and almost tell that it's AI, because it's not real. There's no heart to it. And that's something that students need to hold on to, I believe.
I hope we can discern, and always be aware that this was not created by a human being for a human being, that we can see through all this artificial stuff to the real deal.
I think we need to keep our sanity almost, because it can be very divisive, especially in political senses where people can easily be manipulated by something that looks real, but it's not.
But I think too, and not to minimize what we do here with media, but I think life on life is really so critical, that we're having this conversation, and I've had a chance to get to know you a little bit here, and just feel like I'm richer for it because of a human connection. And that's what I have at College of the Ozarks with our students, is a chance to have lunch together in the cafeteria, to participate in different projects and classes and competitions together. That's where I think life is really all about discipleship and community and relationships.
Fantastic. Well, let's take a little break right now, and we'll have lunch, and then we'll be back right after this.
You feel it every time, as an ordinary landscape suddenly turns into rolling hills, rocky bluffs, and tree-covered valleys. The sky looks bigger here. Shimmering lakes transform sunsets into pure magic. But it's not just the immense natural beauty that makes this place special.
Hey, Bob, you need a hand?
Yeah, I could use some help.
It's the people, too.
Thank you, Andy.
Hey.
Their genuine smiles, casual pace, and happy, healthful attitudes turn visitors into friends, and friends into family. They care about others, and it shows. This authentic hope and hospitality didn't happen overnight. It's grounded in generations of respect for traditional Christian values. The spirit here is real, because its foundation is love. Love of God, love of country, and love for one another. Let's make sure this Ozark Mountain legacy continues and grows stronger together. You're invited to join United Prayer, a community-wide effort to assure continuous prayer coverage for the Ozarks. Share and support local prayer requests, learn about special prayer-centered events, and join the area's 24/7 prayer team at ozarkmountainlegacy.org.
We are back with Curt Wilkinson, Dr. Curt Wilkinson here at College of the Ozarks. And you foster a lot of creativity in your students, but you also give them some motivation as well. Tell me about the film contest that you have, or the film festival.
Yeah, so I don't know, probably 7, 8 years ago, someone said, hey, have you ever done, at that time it was called the 48-hour film challenge. And our students are so busy, we said, well, how about 72? So we do a 3-day film challenge where students are given a theme and a prop and a character and a specific line, and they have to integrate it into a short film, 2 minutes to 10 minutes long. And so this past weekend, we had 16 teams make films, and we're going to watch them here tonight. And it's just one of those things where I feel like this generation really resonates with visual storytelling. I mean, we all love films, right? And you think about those films that, you know, have nostalgia for you, as you think about, I always think of It's a Wonderful Life, you know, and other films that have been impactful on my life. These guys are creating films together, and they're always based on the 5 pillars of the school that we have, you know, these virtues of patriotism and our Christian faith. And so we try and help pull that out of them as their young storytellers can begin to influence the world that they're about to head into.
Do you show your students some of the classic films so they can see how filmmaking used to be?
You know, my father died in 2021, and there was a donation, and we started a classic film collection in his honor. And he wasn't much of a film guy. I don't know how he would feel about it, but he's gone, so we just did it anyway. But you know, you think about some of those classic films that I think everyone should see. Some of them aren't in English, but for my students, I feel like it's important that they look beyond just whatever the popular film of today is, and look back on the history of filmmaking and see how the medium and the craft have come and grown.
I remember watching Citizen Kane, Orson Welles, as an example of unique filmmaking, and it was filmed in black and white, I believe, except for the last shot, perhaps. Or am I thinking of The Wizard of Oz?
Well, I know The Wizard of Oz definitely changed the color. Yes.
And it seems like that last shot, maybe the rose was in red, or his sleigh was rosebud. But
we get all those films. So Bicycle Thieves, I don't know if you ever heard of that.
No.
A film from Italy. It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
What would be some of the other classics out there? But I don't know, Cecil B. DeMille and D.W. Griffith, and I don't know, some of those get a little esoteric, but we have
some
those,
of these maybe College of the Ozarks students' names down the line, you know, with
that would be wonderful.
Future filmmakers. That's great.
You know, one of the things we're praying about is that film will come to Branson. We believe that this could be a center for feature films and faith-based films. And so, you know, you just wonder if there's somebody out there who's got money to invest, but bringing filmmaking to this area would be a great place for our students to put their career into action.
We have the resources here,
we do.
We have the talent base, and
the hotels, all
we've
the
got
structure.
Everything that you need. Even they brought back film credits with the state of Missouri to help incentivize filmmakers.
From what I hear, it's one of the best in the nation in terms of the tax incentives for filmmaking. So we'll see what happens with that. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's great. Well, this could be continued.
would
As they
love it,
say in the
yeah.
films, to be continued.
Yeah.
we-
I hope my passion for it comes out. I really do believe filmmaking is amazing, and it can be used for so many wonderful things to promote good values
Right.
and our faith. So
Thank you for all that you do to create a legacy here in the Ozarks.
thank you for
Dr. Curt Wilkinson, our very special guest today on Living Legacies of the Ozarks. Living Legacies of the Ozarks is brought to you by Ozark Mountain Legacy, College of the Ozarks, the Hershend Family Foundation, Table Rock Community Bank, Sight and Sound Theaters, Meyer Hotels, and the Vacation Channel.